Hello everyone, Freemantle here. Today I want to make 6 points about one of the world's most hated phenomena, capitalism. My main point is not to try to change the negative view that people have who loathe it, because they condemn capitalism on moral grounds, and I want to make 6 very basic points about the economic principles of capitalism. I'll note that capitalism is not basically an economics phenomenon at all, but rather a way in which we treat other people. It therefore requires a moral defense, and that's the subject of another video in this series. But for today, 6 very basic points about the economics of capitalism and contrary to what the liberal believes. Point number 1. Capitalism creates a middle class. Suppose you have an idea for the greatest widget the world's ever seen. You decide to go into business with it. You set up shop. You're soon putting your super dupers on the market, priced at $1. They sell. At the end of each sales transaction, you wind up with money, the buyers, and the buyer winds up with a widget. To hear critics of capitalism talk about business, you'd think a business makes money by simply taking it from other people. No, it makes money by selling. And every sale ends up with both buyer and seller better off from their respective points of view. The buyer has a widget, which he values more than the money he gives up for it, or he wouldn't give that up. The seller has money, which he values more than the widget, or he wouldn't give the widget up. Win-win, as it's said. Prosperity isn't only money, it's also the goods and services money buys. So at the end of each sale, you are more prosperous because you have more money, and the buyer is more prosperous because he has a widget. If you make enough selling your first batch of widgets, income over outgo, you use some of the income to make more widgets and sell them, in which case more widgets are sold. If you make enough from someone else's point of view, he might decide to get in on the widget craze and go into business making another variety of widgets. Yours is patented, let's say, in which case more widgets are sold. You become more prosperous, maybe your competitor does too. Simultaneously, more buyers become more prosperous. We could talk of the class of widget users. Maybe widget users are in the middle income range. Not as rich as thingamabob users, but doing better than whatchamacallit users. Then we could call widget users a middle class. What created and sustains the middle class in real life is sellers producing in order to sell and buyers trading with them in order to buy. A side note, if you don't make enough money in your widget adventure, you stop making widgets. You sell your widget making machinery to somebody who sets up another kind of business with it, one that makes gizmos, let's say. More widgets don't appear on the market, and gizmos do. As gizmos take the place of widgets, the product mix in the economy is changing, the better to fit the desires of sellers to make money and buyers to have particular products. Gizmo sellers wind up making more money, while buyers wind up not only with more stuff, but more of the stuff they want more, namely gizmos. Point 2, under capitalism, wages rise. Suppose you're one of the later comers to the widget scene. You want to get in on the craze. You want people to buy your widgets who don't use widgets at all, or you want to win away some widget buyers from the manufacturers already on the scene, or both. You come up with an idea for a new and improved type of widget. You try it out, people buy it. This idea of yours could be for cutting the cost of making widgets, designing them so they'll last longer, making them in a handier size, a different shape, a wider color range, whatever. We could call your improvement an increment of wealth that you have created, because you use it to attract customers, make sales, and thereby make money for yourself. Your customers are better off than other widget makers' customers because yours are getting more for their money than they'd get from buying anybody else's widgets. That's why they buy yours instead of someone else's. How much better off are they? As much as the increment you created is better than the widgets other people make. That increment is an improvement in your customers' lives when they buy your widgets. Whether they're business owners or working for other people, Their paychecks may remain exactly what they were before you put your new improved on the market. But they can buy more for their money now, more in a widget. They're more prosperous. We could say their real wages have gone up, even if their money wages haven't. But in short, their wages have risen. Point 3. Under capitalism, prices fall. Prices have gone down. People spent $1 for a widget made by somebody else. Now they buy your new improved for $1. They get more widget for $1. So they're getting what they used to get in a widget for less than $1. We could say the real price of a widget has gone down, even if the money price remains the same, $1. The price of widgets has fallen. Point 4. A booming economy is good for a business. Suppose you're money mad. You want to make every dollar from widgets you can, as many dollars as you can, all the dollars you can. You find out that people everywhere will buy your widgets. Would you want to do your widget business in a sleepy village and only sell there, or in a vibrant big city and sell there? Where does your better opportunity lie? The point is, it is very strongly in the interest of money-mad business people for the economy to boom, for them not to stifle it, and to do what they can as necessary to keep it humming. Point 5. Profits are not theft, just the opposite. Suppose that a product with an increment of improvement sells for the same money price. The customer gets more for his money. Then the seller has made money for the customer in making the customer's money go further. The same increment of improvement, winning the seller a new sale, nets the seller a certain profit. He has made money for himself in that profit, winding up with more buying power in his pocket. Point 6. Capitalism is not mainly a trickle-down phenomenon. Non-liberals seem to think it is because they so often believe in the great man theory of history, or because they take note of the hierarchical structure of conventionally organized large businesses, or because, appreciating capitalism, they're mindful of the downward trend of prices, notably for luxury goods, in a capitalistic economy. The capitalism moves from the top to the bottom, you see. Liberals are inclined to think of capitalism as trickle-down because they conceive capitalism as a system in which initiative, action, power as they call it, and income are concentrated at the tip of a pyramid. Actually, capitalism is mainly a horizontal phenomenon. Employers, managers, professionals, tradesmen, entrepreneurs, investors, sole proprietors, customers, everybody is freed up at the same time, all the way across an economy of capitalism. Their creativity is free from welfare state coercion, regulation, and punishment. The main reason that people are disinclined to this horizontal conception of capitalism is that they drastically underrate the extent of human creativity among us. 6 takeaway points from today's video. Capitalism creates a middle class. Under capitalism, wages rise. Under capitalism, prices fall. A booming economy is good for businesses. Profits make money for seller and buyer. Capitalism is mainly a horizontal, not a trickle-down phenomenon. People all over the economy are at work solving economic problems, producing goods and services, enjoying them, and living better lives. Thank you for listening.